Good evening, Det 205's Logistics Squadron. This is Cadet Lemon. I'm going to run through our first screencast really quickly. The first thing I want to discuss is the Air Force brochure, and this should be Cadet Frost. This is Cadet Wynn. He's a lieutenant right now. He shouldn't be in our brochure. Should be one of our current cadets, maybe like a new returning 300. Actually, for both of these, maybe even the wing commander would be fine, but these are ancient pictures in our current brochure. You might want to actually read through this. Last I checked, this image might be wrong. I don't think our current slogan is cross into the blue. I think it's just U.S. Air Force ROTC. So try to download the brochure from the website and see if that is looking like this, because if this is the actual current brochure, it needs to be changed. Next thing I want to go over is for some of the web developers, Cadet Faust. And sorry if this makes you like sick watching this. It's just some easy way for me to manage all this information. This is the CSS of the web page. This is what makes it styled, spaced, and aligned in different ways. It's pretty self-explanatory if you're able to research anything on CSS or just read through this file. There's a major problem with this file affecting our web page right now, and I'll show you what that is. This is not the web page, but we can go there. Okay, so this is the web page on my computer. Notice I'm not running Internet Explorer. You won't have this problem with Internet Explorer, but if you look, everything is aligned to the left, and it's not centered on this white space, which is what it was intended to be. But the CSS is written wrong. The CSS was written for a Microsoft standard, and Microsoft is not necessarily accurate with what they say CSS should do. Notice if I had a bigger monitor, this is what it would look like. It's hard for me to figure out how to center it. If you can figure out how to center it, then kudos to you. The next thing I want to go over is the alumni login hidden web page that we have, and that actually I can use this too. You can't click this from any links, but if you go to the Air Force ROTC webpage, which I could just use this one, and type in alumnilog.htm, no L, you'll see that there's this alumni login page. The username for all the alumni is going to be their email address, and this is an alumni right here. And the password is going to be det205. Okay, here's the alumni page in its under construction form. There's a lot of things not on here. One thing is this search form, which is actually right here, and I have no idea why this is hiding over here. Probably another thing to do with that CSS that's not working. You could strap this in a table and kind of drag it over here somehow, and this also doesn't even work. Remember that last name of that last alumni that we logged in with was Mormon. If I press search, it should say something after I search that it was either not found or whatever, but I actually wrote the database for this, and I know that Mormon is in there, but it's not working for whatever reason. We can go through the source a little later. I don't want to do that all in a screencast though, because this is hard to compress. This is another thing that I want on the website. This is a why shout box. Go to this page. It's the Air Force page, and then /why shout. There's a huge explanation of what this is. And here's an example of what this is. Notice that I can type in any nickname I want. I could be that alumni Mormon, and I could type anything in live real time. Now I hope nobody writes this, because somebody might actually type that, but it updated in real time, and this will happen on our page too. It's all set up. All you have to do is add in this small little line where you want it. That's it. I've already set it up, I've already installed it. I might have to fix something because it's not functioning correctly on the cadet page, which is also not working. And I think that's something to do with web services. They keep changing their website setup every 2 seconds, and it's hard to follow. So right now I'm going to go over briefly some of this HTML so this doesn't drag on too long. This is the alumni login page. If you look at this more closely, you'll see that this alumni login page actually doesn't go to what you see. If you look right here, this action of this form, in this form is the name, password, and submit button form. It'll actually go to this aCheckLogin.php, and what this aCheckLogin does is it's a hidden web page that you can't see, but it does a couple actions. It accesses a database that has a bunch of usernames and a bunch of passwords stored directly for everybody to see if they're logged into the database. However, you have to have the password, which is right here for anybody that wants to try to log into this thing. Guarantee you're not going to be able to do it, but you can try. And then once this has verified that both of those values match each other, it goes to this location, LogSqnScreencast01. And here's the login success page. We already took a look at that. That was the actual alumni page. However, this looks more like a cadet page. This was a really old version of it. I completely just ripped off the cadet page and made an alumni page out of that. So you have the top header right there with the scaling images. You have some Wiseout dependencies right here. This actually doesn't show Wiseout right here. These are just needed. Here's the left frame with all the links, and a search form, which doesn't work, and the search form should be all the way down to here. And here's the Wiseout, which doesn't appear, so we'll have to fix that as well, along with this div ID content. That's actually a part of the CSS. If you go to the CSS and you search for content, you'll see something will be called, there's a lot of contents in there. I kind of figured that one would just be called content, but it doesn't actually look like there is one. All of these are different types of things that you can call a thing. You can say that footer is actually used in all these pages. Right here, page footer, main contents, sidebars. They're not really used really well. Header and nav are used well, but content needs to be redone. There's a issue with the Wiseout that we have, but the Wiseout example does not. Here's the Wiseout example. In ours, when we implement it on our web page, this little box is far down below this box. I have no idea why that is. It's probably another CSS problem. Now back to the login success page. See if we covered everything here. Okay, this search feature also does not work. This is the correct information to connect to the database last I checked. Might have to check again because SIU changes it all of the time. It makes it terrible for us to figure out how to do this. And some SQL. This is probably an important language to research. It's not that hard in a simple form. This just says select everything from alumni, which is like a table row or a column actually, where upper, which is just the uppercase values of field, and field we specify above here somewhere. Right here. Here's a field. It contains first name and last name. Is like find, which is just another variable. So it should work the way it is. It's not working. I have no idea why it's not working, but that's also another thing you can work on. That's it. Hopefully you guys have some idea of some of the problems that exist on the web page, what you need to do for the alumni. This this as well as Soaring Warrior. Soaring Warrior takes a higher priority than this, but this is probably going to be looked at by our incoming new cadets, and then obviously the outgoing cadets are going to be looking at the Soaring Warrior. So both are important things to do. Keep on top of that and reply to my emails, which hasn't been being done, and submit your awards to me by Friday. If you have any questions about any kind of code problems that you run into, you can email me at lemon@siu.edu or call me on my phone, which is on the listserv. Have a good one.